Okay, I want you to imagine a spaceship. But this isn't just any ship. It's a massive, self-contained world on a journey so incredibly long that whole generations will be born, live their entire lives, and pass away before it ever reaches its destination. Today, we're diving into a really breathtaking design for exactly that, a generational arc called Chrysalis.
400 years. Just let that number sink in. That's the estimated travel time. To put that in perspective for you, that's like launching a ship right when the Mayflower landed at Plymouth Rock and having it only arrive today. It's literally a plan for a journey that no one who starts it will ever get to finish.
And that really is the question at the heart of this stunning design concept. It's called Chrysalis, and it's not just some sci-fi fantasy. It actually won first place in a major international competition, Project Hyperion, which challenged teams to design a realistic interstellar generation ship. And the scale of this thing, it's just staggering. I mean, look at these specs. We're not talking about a spaceship. This is a 36-mile-long self-contained civilization. It's designed to travel 25 trillion miles to a potentially habitable planet, Proxima Centauri b, all while carrying thousands of people.
So how would you even build something like this? Well, the core idea is actually brilliantly simple, inspired by a Russian nesting doll. It's a series of nested, rotating cylinders. And that design is key. Not just for organizing everything, but for creating artificial gravity. Let's peel back some of those layers.
Working from the inside out, every single layer is meticulously planned. You've got your landing craft right there in the core. Then you have layers for food production, community spaces like parks and schools, then housing, industry, and finally, a big outer shell for storage and protection. It's a whole functioning civilization, designed from the ground up to be mobile.
And the engineering here, it's designed not just for basic survival, but for generations to actually thrive. The constant spinning creates artificial gravity, which is absolutely crucial for long-term health. It would have fully closed-loop systems to recycle everything, air, water, you name it. It even maintains different ecosystems, like forests, to preserve biodiversity. And come on, who wouldn't want to hang out in a cosmodome with an incredible view of the stars?
Okay, this is where the whole plan moves from just incredible engineering into a truly radical social experiment. You know, the tech is one thing, but keeping a human society stable and sane for centuries inside a metal can, that is a whole different ballgame. And it all starts with a very specific, hard number. So, how do you make sure the resources last for 400 years? Well, according to this plan, you have to manage the population. The magic number for sustainability is pegged at around 1,500 people, and that would be maintained through what the designers call planned births. Right away, you can see how this raises some pretty profound questions about individual freedom versus the survival of the group.
And the social engineering would have to start way before the ship even launches. The plan calls for this unprecedented psychological conditioning phase. Get this, the first generation of the crew would live in a completely isolated habitat in Antarctica for up to 80 years, just to fully adapt them to a life completely detached from Earth.
Now, who's in charge on this voyage? Well, that wouldn't be left to chance either. The vision is for this unique partnership between human councils and a very sophisticated AI. The AI's job would be to ensure social stability, help pass knowledge down through generations, and basically keep a long-term big-picture view of the ship's incredibly complex systems.
And this is an important reality check. As absolutely amazing as all this sounds, the project faces some immense challenges that, for now, ground it firmly in the realm of science fiction.
So what's the biggest hurdle? Well, it's the engine. The plan calls for something called a direct fusion drive, powered by nuclear fusion. The problem is, as the source material itself says, this technology is still very much in the conceptual phase. We simply haven't invented the commercial fusion reactors needed to build it yet. Beyond the tech, there are the lethal dangers of deep space. This chart really puts the risk of cosmic radiation into perspective. A 3-year trip to Mars would already expose astronauts to 10 times the cancer risk threshold. A 400-year journey? Even with the best shielding we can imagine, that is a monumental health challenge.
And that brings us to what might be the most difficult questions of all, the ethics. This quote from a public forum talking about the project just cuts right to the bone.
It perfectly captures that central moral dilemma. You're committing generations of people to a life they never, ever chose. These are not just technical problems with a clear solution. They're deep, philosophical dilemmas about what it even means to be human. Can future generations truly give consent? Do we have the right to show up and potentially contaminate a new world? And how do you balance the freedom of one person against the survival of everyone? To really understand the purpose of Chrysalis, it helps to see where it fits in with other ideas. Take Breakthrough Starshot, for example. That project wants to send tiny, uncrewed probes to our nearest star system in just a few decades. Its goal is reconnaissance. Chrysalis is the exact opposite. A much slower, crude mission with the ultimate goal of colonization.
So if this isn't a literal blueprint that we can start building tomorrow, then what's the real point of it all? And this is where we get to the true purpose of a project like Chrysalis. It isn't a construction plan, it's a thought experiment, one that's designed to push the absolute limits of how we think about our technology and our society.
And that thought experiment is incredibly valuable. I mean, just thinking about building Chrysalis forces us to tackle challenges that have real benefits for us, right here, right now, on Earth. It pushes us to advance things like fusion energy, perfect closed-loop ecosystems, and really debate the ethics of our own future. Ultimately, Chrysalis is like a blueprint for the end game of space exploration. It forces us to think beyond just planting a flag. It makes us ask what it would really mean to live out there, to build a brand new branch of human civilization among the stars.
So when you combine all of these incredible technological challenges, these radical social ideas, and these deep ethical questions, you're left with one final and very provocative thought.
Because to build something like Chrysalis, we would have to engineer not just a ship, but a whole new kind of human society. And that leaves us with maybe the most important question of all. In our reach for the stars, what parts of our humanity would we take with us? And what essential parts might we be forced to leave behind in the void?